the way, about the end of the world, and they believe that the events that are taking place in Israel are shaping the end of the world. Well, surprisingly, because America's really a strange country, they constitute maybe 15 or 20% of the American population. Not dominant by any means, but big enough that they have an influence. And you can see them if you go online to see the prayers taking place in the White House and the people saying that God has sent Trump. It's very weird. You wouldn't even believe it, but it's actually happening in the White House. And this is part of the story. Whether Trump is using this or whether he really believes that he's sent by God on this mission, who knows with this guy? You can't know. But it's so strange. We've never had anything like this in the American government before.
You think there's a possibility he genuinely believes that God sent him?
Of course, he says so. He's definitely a mentally ill person. Psychiatrists that are specialists in forensic psychiatry call him a psychopath. They call him a narcissist. They call him paranoid. They call him a megalomaniac. They have lots of clinical terms. But what they mean is that this guy is full of himself to a delusional extent. He doesn't care about anybody else. He cares about only himself. And he could believe, yes, he's God's agent. You know, Netanyahu behaves in a similar way. We're in the hands of really two very mentally unstable people. This is not how things are talked about in political circles. Oh, yes, Israel has its reasons and so on. This is the most bizarre, unnecessary, vicious, murderous war imaginable. It's even worse than the Iraq war in 2003, which was a phony war, also spurred by Netanyahu. This time, they don't even give excuses. Well, they do give excuses. Last time, they said it was weapons of mass destruction. That was just a made-up argument. This time, Trump, just like an idiot, honestly, says, oh, I'm stopping them from having nuclear weapons. They didn't want nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons was ruled against the religion by the supreme leader that they murdered. The Iranians had put themselves under UN supervision of the International Atomic Energy Agency in 2015 in a UN Security Council-backed agreement called the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, and Trump ripped it up in 2018. So what do they want? What the U.S. and Israel want is to overthrow the Iranian government and to put in a puppet regime. Well, this is really kind of a mind-boggling idea. Maybe they thought it was easy. Maybe they thought you just kill a few dozen people and it all happens magically. But instead, they push the whole world into a war.
Professor, you said that you're choosing your words with advice. I want to ask you, who is advising U.S. President when he says something on the lines of, and I'm quoting rather, there will be nothing like it, open, a word I can't say on air, the straight, you crazy you'll be living in hell.
Yeah. Could I say it, by the way, because it's important that people hear?
Please go ahead. I don't have the discretion.
Yeah. He says, open the straits, you crazy. This is a president of the United States. This is not normal. This is not even a threat. This is a kind of insanity. That's my point. That's the point I've been making for quite a while. This is a clinical issue. We've never had a president of the United States ever in our history, 250 years, speak like Donald Trump wrote yesterday, because he is a sick man. And of course, nobody wants to say it. these are people who have very peculiar